I welcome you all for the second day of the Skill Enhancement Program titled Empowered Women Success Stories. நிமிர்ந்த நன்னடை நேர்கொண்ட பார்வை நிலத்தில் யாருக்கும் அஞ்சாத நெறிகளும் திமிர்ந்த ஞான செருக்கும் இருப்பதால் செம்மை மாதர் திரும்புவதில்லையாம் என்ற பாரதியாரின் கூற்றுக்கிணங்க இங்கு கூடியிருக்கும் கட்டிடவியல் பொறியியல் மங்கையர் அனைவரையும் வருக வருக என்று வரவேற்கிறேன். I read this quote: God found a few strongest women in the world and made them civil engineers. Yes, being a woman civil engineer is indeed a very challenging role in our Indian society. Here, we, from the Civil Department of Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, are very happy to celebrate and listen to yet another success story of an eminent structural engineer on this second day of the Skill Enhancement Program. Now, I request our HOD of Civil Department, Dr. T. Kavita, to welcome the gathering.
A very nice good morning, one and all present here. On behalf of Civil Engineering Department, Dr. MGR Educational and Research Institute, I welcome you all for the second day of the event. And the Department of Civil Engineering, in association with the IEI MGR chapter, celebrates International Women's Day 2022 by organizing 5-day skill enhancement program from March 21st to 25th on the topic Empowered Women Success Stories by eminent and successful women from different domains in the field of civil engineering, sharing their success stories to motivate young minds. This is your program title. First of all, I thank our Honorable President, Engineer A.C.S. Arun Kumar sir, for giving his support to conduct this type of program in our department. My hearty welcome to our today's empowered woman, Mrs.Shakthi Chitra ma'am, Chief Engineering Manager in L&T. She will share her experience and how to achieve this position in this type. In her life. Thank you, ma'am, for accepting our invitation for your busy schedule. Welcome you, ma'am. And also I welcome all the our department deans, deputy deans, professors and assistant professors and my dear students for this event. It is a very useful program for all the women students. Welcome you all for this event and enjoy this event and get ideas from ma'am. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Dr. S. Arivalagan, Joint Registrar, to give the keynote address. Sir.
Thank you, madam.
Yeah.
First,
sir,
congrats.
Welcome you, sir. So welcome you. Sorry for the disturbance. Welcome you, sir.
Yes, madam. Thank you, madam. First, I congrats all our faculty members of Civil Engineering Department because they are the backbone of our department as well as university. Because women are achieving in the various field, not only engineering, all the fields in all over the world. So they are contribute their powers to our department, our university. So on the occasion of International Women's Day celebration of our department and university, I congrats all our women's faculty of our department and university. First, I thank all over. Next, I thank our President sir for giving opportunity to speak along with our faculty, women's faculty members in the International Day celebration of our skilled women empower program, to give permission to conduct in our department, as well as to give a chance to speak along with our faculty members. So I thank our President sir and thank today the chief guest to participate and give the motivational talk about our faculty members for the achievement of women in the various field. Okay, thank you, madam, and welcome, madam, for our department and university.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, madam.
For for a good encouraging speech. Now I call upon
Madam, wait,
Dr.
Madam, just a minute. Today, the International Women's Day on 8th March is a global event that not only for the gender equality, but it is also a celebration of women from all over the world who have achieved the great heights in their field of profession. It's not a matter, their career, the option for achievement will always be an achievement. In India, there is a lot of gender disparity where women are still being treated unequally. It is comes to political and social ideologies also. Women are often underrepresented in the academic and professional fields of engineering. However, many females have contributed the diverse field of engineering. Currently, a number of organizations and programs have been created to understand to overcome the traditional gender disparity. The first university to award the engineering bachelor degree for women was University of California, Berkeley. Elizabeth Brack, all are known. Elizabeth Brack is the recipient of first bachelor degree of civil engineering in 1876, becoming the first female engineer in the United States. In our country, in 1953, Shakuntala Bhagat, a daughter of bridge engineers, she called as a daughter of bridge engineers in our country, the first Indian woman to obtain a civil engineering degree from the Veeramada Jijibali Technological Institute, Mumbai. All are known, I think. She was the pioneer to research to develop the bridge structures along with her husband, Anirudh S. Bhagat. He was a mechanical engineer. So they are created the involved using the standardized modular parts applicable across the various type of bridges of different traffic width and load bearings, etc. From the architects, electricians to civil and structural engineers, there are many exciting jobs within the construction sector. Most probably in our country, the latest survey is nearly 13% of the women are working in the engineering field rather than the across the world. The ability of the rich gender parity within the construction sector lies partially the women who have already made the name of themselves in the industry by sharing the success stories. They are encouraging other look out the engineering and architecture as trades for women. In construction industry, they are conducting the women's summit in the every year. Engineering plays the crucial role for technological advances. The majority of the men working in engineering field, but they want to overcome and they want to equal and they have to give the contribution equal to the men's for the women in the engineering field. Keeping that mind, there are quite hand number of women are working in the magnificent career in the engineering. Some of the five I want to conclude within the 5 top Indian women engineers have to conquer the great heights in the male dominant professions. I know all those things. Even though you know, I want to explain, give some brief about that one. That's the Priya Balasubramanian, Vice President, iPhone Operations, Apple. Nandini Ramani, Vice President of Engineering, Twitter. Komal Mahantani, Head Data Intelligence, Uber. Anjali Joshi, Vice President of Product Management, Google. Aparna Ramani, Director of Engineering, Facebook. So these are the top 5 women's dominant in the male dominant professions. So based on this, I congrats all the women to achieve their higher goal with the base of these 5 women. More than not only for these 5 months, there are women are working the more rather than the field across all over the world. They are achieving the stories is there. So I congrats all the women to achieve greater high positions in the world. Okay, thank you, madam. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your motivational speech, sir. I once again thank Dr. S. Arivalagan, Joint Registrar, Infrastructures, for giving us the keynote address. Now I request Dr. Arivamangai, Associate Professor of Civil Department, to introduce our chief guest, Mrs. Shakthi Chitra.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Pini, ma'am. So good morning to all. It is my emotion pleasure to introduce today Veeramangai, Mrs.Shakthi Chitra, to our Empower Women Success Story Skill Enhancement Program. So Mrs. Shakthi Chitra is a structural design engineer with more than 16 years of professional experience in the very predominant civil core company LLP. She is the chief engineering manager leading a team of 9 design engineers and 5 draft persons. She had started her career as a design engineer in 2005 and has accomplished her goals by being promoted as design lead and sections head in the her esteemed company. Her design experts was maneuvered in the various thermal power plant projects. She is actively participated in L&T challenges achievement to design a 30-story building and constructing it in 90 days. She is section head in leading the structural design team in Tenter and optimational stocks industrial effluent water treatment system. So chief guest is a strong accommodations who is pursuing her PhD in IIT Chennai. She had secured a GATE score of 83.56 and got her gold medal in ME at the PST College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. She has also got a third rank in her Bachelor of Civil Engineering
Mhm.
Huh?
Ma'am, you're not audible, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you hearing
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Please continue, ma'am.
Okay. And she secured IC UK membership in Chartered Civil Engineer. She has submitted a technical paper titled Design and Erection of 4-kilometer long offshore conveyor for CHP of 2 into 500 megawatt Thoothukudi thermal power plant, Tamil Nadu to ACCE. The paper got selected for ACCE Bhagavat Award 2013 for Outstanding Design of Industrial Structures. She has a given lecture on conference is steel pond by ACCE, Mysore complexity and optimization associated with the construction of offshore conveyor for NPTL Tuticorin. And our chief guest is Shakti Priya. So today is excellent in her professions and also is a wonderful mother of 2 children and wife of her husband, Mr. Shakti Velu, who work in automobile industry. So we are indeed privileged to listen to your journey of your excellent professional career, withstanding the pressures of the world. So once again, I am glad to welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Arivamangi, ma'am, for the nice introduction. Now it's a very special moment. I request Dr. Arivalagan, Joint Registrar, to honor our chief guest with an e-certificate with the title Kattadaviyal Poriyal Veeramangai to our chief guest. Sir, we request you to just pass the certificate, sir.
Madam, congrats, madam, to receiving our certificate as a Kattadaviyal Poriyal Veeramangai award for our university as well as department. Congrats, madam. On behalf of Department of Civil Engineering and University, I congrat Shakthi Chitra, madam, for awarded for Veeramangai in the field of civil engineering. Congrats, madam.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Madam,
Ma'am,
loudly, madam, please.
Please, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am has been awarded with a certificate and a trophy.
Trophy. Okay, madam. Memento.
Memento. Yes, sir.
Congrats, madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Okay,
you.
madam. Okay.
Am I audible now?
Now only it is audible, madam. Congrats, madam.
Thank you everyone.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Thank you.
Congratulations, ma'am. It's indeed our pleasure to honor you with such a memento and the e-certificate. Now I request you to just give the presentation, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Just a minute, I'll share my screen. Whether my screen is visible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect. You can go for the full screen mode if possible. Yes, ma'am. Now it is perfectly all right.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. It was a very brief introduction. And, thanks for giving me such a great award. I don't know whether I deserve it, but Veera Mantri, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to speak about my journey as a structural engineer. A journey of a sweet master's daughter, from a sweet master daughter to a chief engineering manager in world's top 5 construction company, L&T Construction. This is going to be the overview of the today's session. Just few slides on empowerment and with some cartoon pictures and some small story about my journey. Then I was told that around 80% of the people, like students, are men. So I have some slides for them also, like some message for them also. And just a brief on the structural engineering and finally the summary. So women empowerment. It is not a position or a possession. It is about creating an image of dignity, self-respect and values for women. It is breaking inequality and working in equality. So for which courage and conviction are required. So women's image in modern India. For a woman to reach any position, there are supporting hands required, and she should have decided to reach the position. So both are required. From the right hand side, it is one of the cartoon depict of our modern women in India who is doing multitasking. So these are all some more cartoon pictures of women empowerment, related to women empowerment. So coming to my journey. So this is the picture that has been taken during my long service award ceremony for 15 years long service working in L&T construction. So, first I am going to start my personal intro to insist that one doesn't have to be great to start, but have to start to be great. I was born and brought up in southern part of Tamil Nadu, a town called Dindigul. Am I audible? My
Ma'am, your
father,
voice is low only. The participants, mute your mobile phones. Okay, ma'am, you
start?
proceed. No.
I repeat, one doesn't have to be great to start,
It's okay,
but
ma'am. Now
have
okay.
to start to be great. I was born and brought up in southern part of Tamil Nadu, town called Dindigul. Father, a sweet master, shop owner of a tiny sweet shop. He was my first hero who has sculptured me into some shape by mere trust and motivation. My mother, I would call her a shop maker rather than a homemaker. She got the Midas touch. Supported my father in business in addition to her mother's role at home. Sisters, I had to suggest by 6 years. Since my mom used to spend her time at shop from morning 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., my neighbors used to hear cat and dog fight noise almost every day when we were youngsters. In the initial days of my life, I had many great ambitions, like watching a mythological serial on Sunday morning in neighbor's house. We were allowed to watch only 1 hour TV that time, and to attend the tuition center. I believe that some great things were taught in tuition centers, and the peers who are going there were lucky. And to visit my mom's native place once a year. The last one is to clear the English paper with reasonable marks, because after joining higher secondary from primary school, in my first class test in 6th standard, I scored 6 out of 50 marks, and my English teacher told that I would sit in the same bench for next year also. Then somehow in my first midterm, I got 55% marks in English because of poem and some standard questions. And till 12th standard final exam, I managed to score the maximum marks of 69% in English subject. I was not aware of any engineering courses, since I believe strongly that only the English medium girls who are rich can join the engineering or medical college. However, because of my father, I joined in civil engineering not by chance but by chance, for which the free seat was available in my native place itself. I have become the first graduate in my family. My close friend forced me to write GATE exam for PG. My relatives were against my higher studies and threatened my father that having 3 daughters, better marry me to one of our relatives. But my father was very stubborn and asked me to apply for GATE. In our college, only we two got the GATE score that year, and I got seat in PhD Tech with stipend. PhD and hostel life taught me many things about life. My purview on life got completely changed.
Good morning.
Pardon? Can I continue?
Ma'am, please continue, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry for the disturbance.
I got selected in campus interview in my first company, L&T. And moreover, I was the gold medalist and best outgoing student of structural department, and still I couldn't forget my father's tears when I received the award. Office. I went to work. Social and economic status of my family started changing, rising, and we were noticed by our relatives and society. Ever since I have started association with L&T in 2005 as a PGET, I have enjoyed varied exposure and rich experience across business segments that have helped me hone my designing skills. I was one among the 11 PGETs joined that time, and each one was assigned different kind of structures to design. We were all put on the live job immediately after our induction training, maybe 1 or 2 months, I forgot, because of some urgent job requirement. In an industrial project, actually I joined as a PGT in a design unit called bulk material design unit, bulk metal handling design unit. So this is nothing but most of you would have witnessed near ports or thermal power plants or steel plants, where the materials used to be conveyed like in a large volume through some belt system. So I was posted as a structural design engineer in bulk material handling unit. So our job was to facilitate the conveying belt and the associated structures. So at both end of the conveyors, there will be pulleys mounted at different heights. So to support that, there will be some structural steel building. It will be a massive building. So there will be number of buildings in a project, almost 50 to 150 numbers. It depends. In a steel plant, it used to be around some 6 kilometers of conveyors, and there will be around 150 number of junction houses. So it used to be challenging project. And there are some non-process buildings also will be there, like electrical building and some pump houses and all used to be there, which is used for drawing the power from grid and by stepping down or stepping up using some transformers, and those things will be placed in those kind of non-process buildings. So in my batch, all my batchmates were given different kind of process structures like crusher house, wagon tipplers, stacker reclaimers, some different kind of industrial structures, and some huge sheds, transfer towers, conveyors, and all. And they were all initially assisting the seniors. There were around 7 seniors when we joined that in the year 2005 in that particular department. That year only they were expanding that department. I was the first female engineer in that team. So my first assignment was to design a non-process building, a substation building, which used to be generally outsourced to some small design firms before we joined. So all other colleagues, all other peers were given some process buildings. I was given this electrical building. So it was a 2G+2 RCC building resting on some sloped terrain, and it had some challenges because of its geographic locations. And I had designed it with full effort.
Sorry to disturb you, Shakti ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, is the slides are not moving? Is it there or not? Like
It
we
will be
couldn't
there, ma'am.
see.
No.
Okay. Okay. Just let you know the slide is there with the long service one. If it is fine, it is okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So after that particular building, I was assigned another non-process building. Then this continued for another 1 year. So one day I went to my department head and asked to my boss, "Sir, I want to design some interesting steel process building." He asked why. I told him that I have designed 4-5 RCC building, that too not related to any of the process. So, and my next assignment that you are planning also the similar structure. So I want to tell you that I am also capable and I can handle what my batchmates and even some juniors are also handling. He didn't advise or convince me. He just looked at me and he asked me, "Are you 100% clear on the structures, whatever you have designed so far?" I said, "Yes, sir." He asked me, "Okay, I'll ask you 5 questions from there." Then he had asked some basic questions about the functional requirement.
Sorry, ma'am. Please mute the.
Can I continue?
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Sorry for the disturbance.
He asked me some 5 questions from basic input point of view, functional aspects, and basics of structural engineering. Believe me, it took almost 4 days for me to find the answers for those questions. And when I went with an answer, he didn't allow me to completely explain. He asked me few more questions from my answers in midway, related to some ISO standards, architectural requirements, some joineries like that, impact of resizing of structural elements, and moment redistribution method like that. So it took another 1 week for me to find out the answer. It again repeated 2-3 times, and till again and again same thing repeated, and he made me to realize that doing this building is no way inferior to any other structure, and it is better to be master of one thing at a time rather than chasing for many things. So initially I felt that I was not believed by my boss because of my native, my outlook, my gender, and my communication skill. Of course, communication and outlook plays a major role, but it is not everything. Language proficiency is only one part of communication. Communication is much more than that. Because of my efforts and hard work and my boss mentoring, I had proved my ability to learn and cope up with my organization requirements with 100% devotion. I was given all critical first of its kind design structures in that particular department. I worked in the department for 10 years. I need to specify one more interesting incident. In our organization, we have strong culture of developing the talent pools. So they used to conduct different set of assignments, written assessments, written GD and interviews for group of top performers. There were two group of assessments. One was technical leadership program. The other one was managerial leadership program. Obviously, coming from design background, I chose TLP. But the first one that came that year was management leadership program. That was in the year 2007. My immediate boss, Mr. Anurag Sharan, who is from IIT Kharagpur. So he asked me to appear for that test. I had discussed before that with my seniors and my colleagues about that exam. So whomsoever got the intimation also were in the mood that it is one of the toughest exam, more than CAT, and impossible to crack. Only some MBAs and engineers from operations team who have come from IIT or so, who have strong foundation from childhood, can clear it. So I informed to my manager that I am not that confident and I don't want to waste my time in attending management leadership program. He hardly speaks other than the company official work, other than the projects. That day, he had spent almost 30 minutes and he told me that I have very good analytical skill and communication also. And he only told me like communication is not merely the language proficiency and the jargons that you use. And he told me like you should not look myself through others' eyes and consider each and every opportunity seriously and give 100% without thinking about result. I did the same. Believe me or not, I was the two people, one among the two, who got selected among 250 engineers who across the entire IC, who got selected after 3 rounds of rigorous scrutiny. Everyone around me got stunned and even I too got surprised. My boss was very calm and said that he was not surprised and he had expected. So the takeaway is I never knew who am I, but my organization and my superiors with their motivation and their guidance, I could understand my potential. That was the turning point of my life. And after that also I used to appear for some walk-ins to calibrate my potential with industry need. I appeared for TNPSC exams and got selected twice. And that is the only thing I dishonored my father's wish. Because of interest and opportunities I got in L&T, I strongly refused to my father's obligation, who also later on agreed with my decision, seeing my growth and happiness. He is no more now, but still I have his photo on my table and look at during every tough time. I hear him saying, அப்பா இருக்கேன், ஒன்றும் பயப்படாத, தன்னம்பிக்கையும் திறமையும் பொறுமையும் உனக்கு எப்பவும் பிரச்சனையிலிருந்து வெளியே வர வழி காட்டும். Don't worry. It means don't worry. Father is there. Be confident. Talent and patience will help you to cross the challenges. Now, with me, around 15 engineers, including drafting, are working. And we are handling almost 5 mega projects in industrial as well as large water segment. And I forgot to talk about my marriage life. My husband. I got married to a man from Pollachi, which is the nicest place in Coimbatore district. My husband is the only son and my mother-in-law expired 10 years ago before our marriage. I am very lucky to have a wonderful husband who supported me in my career, who supports me. And for my parents, he had become the first son, and for me, he is my best friend, mentor and caretaker. My father-in-law was recently passed away at the age of 80 years. He was an old retired chief inspector of CTC. He was more than my father. He supported me fully and left his lively native place after 68 years of living only for us. He was alone taking care of my kids from my son from his third month onwards. Sometimes I and my uncle used to make fun of my hubby together. That much close I was with my father. My children, 11 and 7 years old, has given meaning to my life. Waves their hands with charm every day when I am leaving to office. My day ends with Amachitra Kadikal and Panchatantra Kadikal and their love. It gives me an encouragement and confidence to move further. Now, I am a chief engineering manager, was a senior engineering manager, but always tried to be totally a mother, daughter-in-law, and a wife when I enter home. Every day, a manager, a mother, a wife. So I had to opt for a help from lot of people. So as a woman, we need to express. In the initial portion of my life, my aim was to be a superwoman, to please everyone, doing the best in office, to be the best daughter-in-law, to be the best wife and mother. But after becoming a mother, one needs to balance mental and physical health with all the other responsibilities. We have to open out, express our difficulties. Now, in my family, now we plan our life meticulously so that we can be a decent parent. There were many days I would die with the guilt when it comes to children. But as I now turn back about my kids, I could see the tremendous difference in a positive sense. Just a moment. Just a moment, some issue. Whether my screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello.
Ma'am, your screen is in my journey slide.
Okay. Suddenly it got blank. Okay.
Okay, no problem.
See, in every point of life, we need to open out, express our difficulties. The quality of upbringing the kids is not measured with the amount of time that we spend. It is about the quality of life, time that we spend. So we need to think hard about our time. You have so little time in this world, and how you spend that time, how you balance the time, how you work your life around that time is going to be one of the most critical things that you do going forward. That's all about my journey. Now I have few slides to talk about in the technical point of view. So what do we do as a structural design engineers? It's nothing but there are some loads and how they make to reach to the ground. That's all we do. We don't do anything else. So what are the loads as you are all aware of it? Maybe most of the engineers who are on third years or final years, they would be studying this RCC and steel design courses. So you might have come across these kind of things. It is nothing but by intuition you can say it is from dead load, live load and some seismic and wind loads. So how we are going to safely transfer it to the mother ground. That is all we do. That's what the structural engineers work. We have to assess, analyze the structure and design, configure the structural members and design each and every element to take care of it and safely transfer it to the ground. So these are all the things required: floors, columns, walls, beams, girders, etc. and connections between them. There are different kinds of connections. So these are all some of the sample structural elevations and 3D views with the proper lateral load resisting system. In the left side top image, you could see the perspective view is the 3D image of the complete building, where we have the bracing system in the vertical direction that takes care of the lateral force in this system, in this direction. Similarly, we have some bracing system in the cross frame at both the end base. So these are all this is only one sample of structure that we had handled in the initial stages of my career. Just wanted to brief you. So what are the requirements in live projects? In a live project, as a structural engineer, we need to cope up with all the other interdisciplinaries. So like a puzzle, each and everything should match. And one gear is having effect onto the other things. So the complete system has to work together. Mechanical department, electrical department. At the end output is civil department, civil and structural drawings. So we have to design a structure which is going to mount the electrical and mechanical, which is going to functionally support electrical and mechanical departments. So whatever equipments and the electronic things and electrical panels that they are going to mount, our structural system should safely support them and to give ease of comfort to them to operate. So a structural engineer is a holistic approach. So our work starts from this load calculation, analysis, design, and we should also be knowing there are, even though some big companies like us have some separate geotechnical department, but we should also know what to ask from them. So what kind of a foundation system we are going to adopt, where we are going to have a retaining wall, those kind of things we should have some fundamental knowledge of it. And we should also have some knowledge on the hydraulics, fluid mechanics and river hydrology. Since I work at present I work in water and effluent treatment section, I should be aware of these things also, because whatever structures we are building, some are near the dam front, along the course of river or near canal. So we should know the hydraulics and fluid mechanics also. And surveying or contours, knowledge on surveying. Some of the structural locations will be involved from the design team, because we have to express the difficulty that we are going to face because of the locations. So the knowledge on contours is essential. And we are also responsible for quantity estimation. So whatever estimation that we are studying in undergraduation, it is also useful. And whatever that some of the approaches, some of the structures are going to be placed at the remote locations near the dam submergence areas and all. So we may have to form the new set of roads. Most of the time used to be in hill road. So knowledge and transportation is also required regarding super elevation, some reaction time, site distance. Those kind of parameters also will be used. And we need to also know about the stormwater drain, PHE. Why I am showing you this slide is, when we are studying, we feel, okay, I am going to become a structural engineer. I don't have to focus on any other things, fluid mechanics and all. Only if I get a bare minimum score, it is sufficient like that. No. Each and every subject in engineering has its own purpose. We should have a basic knowledge in it. In masters, we can get strong in one particular area, but we should have a strong foundation and interest in each and every subject that we are studying. We should have the basic knowledge about it. And who are studying, we should be studying from the fundamental point of view. We should know the basics. Just for scoring the mark is essential. By understanding the concept, we will achieve both in understanding wise as well as mark also will automatically. Because most of the PGTs that we are recruiting now, we could see people are lagging in some of the things. Whatever questions we are asking, they are immediately approaching Google. Google is okay to only enforce our understanding or to cross-check our knowledge. For a person, the future generation is going to do a lot of innovation, or any change that you would like to make in the structural engineering field. People have to have very good knowledge on the fundamentals. So this is one of the initiatives that we have made That is, just I would like to show the video. It's regarding the precast initiatives in our water effluent IC. This is one of the initiatives that we have made in my own team under me, and for which we have received an innovation award. This is nothing but a deep underground structure that is constructed in the riverfront, which is almost 30-meter deep. 30-meter is almost 10-story tall building. So it is underground. Below ground, it is 30-meter deep, where it should be constructed during low water period. And we have some construction schedule restrictions also. So instead of going for the left side picture where we are listing this superstructure with some 25-meter long deep column, we had proposed a overhang deep wall system. So this has helped the site to reduce some construction time, and for that we have our team has received an innovation award for that particular work. And this was the picture. And currently we are involved in the precast proposal for one of the oil and refinery sector treatment projects. So we are planning to propose the precast because of the and we would like to construct this building in 6 months time, which usually takes around 12 months if we go for the conventional system. So in a nutshell, if you try to please everyone, will please no one. So it's impossible to lead our life for others' happiness. So we have to be dependent on ourselves. Know that courage has to be born within you. The first piece of advice I have for my women as well as male participants is to never stop growing intellectually. Please don't lose your curiosity. Your quest for learning, one of the greatest gifts of childhood, even after graduating. The second piece of advice I have for you is to see everything, a failure, a boring task, as an opportunity. And when you grasp the opportunities, do it to the best of your ability and give it 110%. You need to feel awesome, attitude, awareness, and authenticity always. Last but not the least, I would like to say that behind every successful woman, there is an understanding man. Men and women are complementary to each other, and one need not prove one's strength. This preparation had actually given me the insight into my memoir. God had given me a wonderful parents, siblings, extraordinary in-laws, best husband and kids. I could realize the fact that contentment is real wealth and I am blessed with the same. I also realize the fact that with every passing stage, as a woman or a man has the ability to truly enjoy every stage in life. If only we could remember during the difficult times of those stages that nothing remains the same, that life continues and that every stage is filled with joy and sorrow, laughter and tears, success and disappointments, victory and defeat, beginnings and endings. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you. Your key for success is with you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. It was very nice, motivational speech, ma'am. Thank you. Ma'am, thank you for accepting our invitation and gave a wonderful speech.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your very motivational. Request Dr. Gomti to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, BD ma'am. I would like to express a formal thanks to each and every one. I will start from our founder chancellor, Thiru A.C. Shanmugam sir, and our president sir, ACS Arun Kumar sir, for giving us an opportunity, a constant encouragement, and an empowerment granted to all of us. We were really inspired to listen to your session, ma'am, today. Of course, as you rightly said, language is an additional qualification only, and language barriers can be overcome easily by hard work and practice. And we were very delighted to listen to your technical presentation as well as your personal details. And we are so much inspired from your sessions, truly. And as you are asked in the first, whether you are a deserving candidate to accept this award, and we feel extremely privileged, and we feel you are one of the best women who are successful both in the professional and the personal life. So happy to know that. And we would like to understand the key takeaways from your sessions are: better to be good at one rather than running behind many things at a time. So that is so true, ma'am. Like in our career, in our journey, so we people will be running behind many things at the same time. So this is a very important key takeaways, not only for the students, for every individual, that we should be better at one thing rather than running behind many things. And the second key takeaway is that a self-confidence, the talent and patience. So when we have any challenges, so these three will help us in getting through the situation. And the third key takeaway is as you rightly said, a strong woman is not a single person. So there is a family behind and there is a man behind the husband, right? So your backbone is your husband, and like that, many of the working women are being supported by the family and the husbands. Thank you so much for that input for each and every women and men, so that this key takeaway is very very important for any individual. And like as you said, um, your husband and your family is the strength for your achievements, many of your achievements, starting from your parents and all your family members. I'm an example for that. While my husband is my strength and my father-in-law is my support, so he supports in each and every endeavor of my life. Today also he take care of my son so that I can come to my work without any hesitation or without any confusion. So um, the last key takeaway, what we understood is that never stop learning. So do anything for your 100% ability. So all these key takeaways are very, very important for the student level. And we keep all your session in mind for a betterment. So, and the last one, the key for anybody's success lies within them. Yes, it is true for everyone. So the key for success lies within us. Um, and with this note, I would also like to thank some of the very important persons of our department for giving us an opportunity to explore things as well as to establish things. So first, I would like to thank Dr. T. Felix Kala ma'am for being the pillar of our support in all our endeavors of the department. And I also express my thanks to Dr. S. Arivalagan sir, Joint Registrar, Infrastructure. And I wholeheartedly thank each and every one of the faculty members, teaching, both teaching and non-teaching, for their support in bringing up this program to this level. And I would also like to express my heartfelt thanks to Dr. T. Kavita, the HOD of the department, the backbone of every event and every actions of the department. And I also thank Mrs. A. Hema Malini and Mrs. Vinny for their wonderful cooperation in bringing this event a grand success. Lastly, I would like to express my thanks to the students for their patient listening. I guess the series of this this event series will be a lifelong learning for each and everyone. Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. And we know you are very busy, but then you have readily consented to be the guest speaker for today's session. And we are truly honored with your presence today. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay,
Is
ma'am.
there any questions from?
Yes, ma'am. One person raised. Balram Kumar, ask your question, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Balram Kumar from Civil Department, ma'am. Ma'am, my question is, could you please tell me what inspired you to move forward the most, and why did it take you on the path of success, ma'am?
Why did I choose structural engineering? That's what your question, right? Balram?
Ma'am, no, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, what inspired you to move forward the most, and why did you take you on the path of this success, ma'am? What's your main point? My question is in your life.
To be frank with you, in the initial stages of my career, like my college days, I was not having clear idea, but I was only hoping that something good will happen. Let me be sincere with all the things that I am doing. And I am fond of mathematics and all the structural analysis subjects. So I chosen structural engineering, and I gave my 100%. And because, as I told you, I had to justify my father's risk of sending me to higher studies. So that was my only inspiration. I had to be honest in all my endeavors, and slowly I thought this is my strength, and this has helped me in grow to this stage. Balram,
Yes, ma'am.
have I answered you?
Okay, thank you. Yes, yes, ma'am.
Balram, your voice is breaking. Any other questions can be posted in the chat, or
No, no, ma'am. I have no any questions, ma'am. Thank you.
okay, okay, Balram. Thank you. Your voice is now only audible. Thank you so much. Any other questions from the participants?
No, ma'am, no questions, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, please. Somebody has given a request to talk. It's a friend of Shakti Chitra's ma'am, who is working in ISRO. Ma'am or sir, please go ahead.
Hey all, I'm good morning. I'm Anandi from Bangalore, working for ISRO. I am friend of Chitra from school to our PG and then our UG. All through this journey, I was with her. It's actually a privilege to talk about her, and she was our inspiration because I personally know her family, and from school to this stage of her life, I also have traveled with her. And when she was talking, actually tears came out of my eyes, because how much struggle her family went through, and she was conditioned to take care of the family financially, to take care of father and mother, to take care of her sisters, and she was the only source of confidence or hope in her family. And the one more person just now asked the question, what made you to have a like how you are keep on moving like that? But as a friend of her, and this many years traveling with her, I can tell uh, the hope, the thing why she was moving like this is the basic need, the need for her family to survive was the first thing. And she believes in whatever she does 100%. She's a completely different person, like other than compared to all of us who studied with her. And the struggle she made is to see her father smile, her parents, her sisters, because such a small sweet shop, you will not even believe from the family from where she has come and where she is now. A lot of patience, a lot of hard work, and in everything. BTech also, she is an outgoing student. MTech also, she is an outgoing student. And in college also, she was, in school also, she was a very good student in studying everything. And the struggle, family struggle made her to become like this. And even now, a very good mother, her father-in-law appreciates her more for everything. She's a very good wife. And I don't know, I have no words to tell about her. And I really I want to appreciate her, and she is an inspiration for all of us. And I want to thank Shakti Chitra and the team who made her to gave a platform to talk. So thank you all.
Thank you, Anandi ma'am, for the
Thank you,
wonderful, for the wonderful speech. Like, we could understand what is her strength now. Like
And one more thing is, she loves doing what she is doing. That's the strength. She is an structural engineer from head to toe. So she never feels she's going to a job, because that's the difference. She's that a structural person only.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. She must be blessed with a very good friend like you. Thank you so much. And we feel honored and privileged to have Mrs. Shakti Chitra as the guest speaker. And it's really a very good session for us, not only the students, for all the faculty members as well. Thank you so much for the.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anandi. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you,
Ma'am,
Gomati
Anandi ma'am, could you please switch on your video so that we can take a picture so that.
No, actually, I am just now came from kitchen. I was listening to her speech and I'm talking. So today I'm on leave. Luckily, I could listen to her. Otherwise, in my office, we are not allowed to take mobile. So
no problem, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. We thought to make the time very special to her by making a collage.
Actually, I am from an electronics background. I'm not even a civil engineer, but I know a lot from her only about civil engineering also.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
I would like to make a point that she is one of my mentor.
Okay. It's nice friends complimenting each other. Thank you so much for both of you for making this a very memorable and a very good event. Thank you, ma'am. Any questions from anybody else can be posted in the chat. And while the questions are posted, you people can fill the feedback and can leave the meet. After filling the feedback, you people can leave the meet. If there are no questions, you people can leave the meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gomati ma'am, for arranging such a nice person. Okay, it's a very her thoughts and her sharing of her life is very motivate to all of us also. It's wonderful moments. What we feel in the life, the same thing. She also resembling it. Okay. Thank you so much, Shakti Priya ma'am, and thank you so much the coordinators also. So bringing her in our platform. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Kavita ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Shakti ma'am, you want to tell something?
Thanks a lot for giving me such an opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Stay back or can I leave?
Yeah, No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Please, you can leave the meet and I will talk to you over phone. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Students, kindly fill the feedback form and leave the meet.